Yeah, this thing feels like I'm back on my vagabond after walking around on that Gulfstar yesterday. All right, well, we're on the way to go look at a Gulfstar 41 in Carabel. I think that's how you say it, Carabel. We're on the way there now. Had to wake up like 4 o'clock in the morning. And we're probably still gonna be late meeting the guy. That's all right though. 3 hours, give or take. It's a time change over there, so it's all right. We'll get there. Beautiful foggy morning. Got a half flat tire. I need gas. Standing up on the bow, small roller. All the rigging is really good on this boat, like really good. Got a little bit of surface rust down there on the chain plate, but it probably just needs to be cleaned up. All this rigging, standing rigging, has been replaced. The running rigging don't look too bad. Probably change it out. Running rigging's cheap. It's really, really solid. Really big boat. Deck's is super solid.
I was a deputy at the intersection of Dolphin Island Parkway and Marina Drive. So I pulled out, he waved, I waved, I went down, filled up, and I came back. I can't come in. And I said, what? Well, let me tell you how much my boat is worth. It's in there, and I don't have any bilge pumps, so if it sinks, I want your name, I want your boss's name, I want the mayor's name, and I want the governor's name, because I'm suing everybody. You know what he said?
Yeah, you should have told me that when I was leaving.
Exactly. I mean, if I can't come back in, he'll tell me, if you leave, you can't come back. And I would have made different arrangements.
Yeah, we always, when it was raining, the lightest rain, it didn't matter. We always took my truck in full drive.
Yep.
Oh, over there to the marina in Mobile? Yes. The parking lot would just completely flood, like instantly. I have to
get
duck.
used to it.
I already, yeah. You fit.
It's close, but yeah. It's like the Morgan. And then it's got the closet back there, which the AC is in.
Is it?
Yeah. He said it's got 2 ACs.
I believe it's
Okay, here's the one.
Yep.
That takes
That's
a
all
lot
new.
of space.
Yeah.
So you'd have to get rid of one of them,
Yeah.
which would probably be this
So
one.
this is just blowing back here? Yeah. Or would this be the one you would keep, since this is where you'd be sleeping when you were on shore power?
Yeah, on shore power, we have air conditioning for that.
True.
This is where you have all your clothes. Does that heat too? Maybe?
Probably. I like how the panel's still original. That means not a bunch of people mess with it rewiring it.
Because there's nothing on it,
Yep.
which is nice. Oh, it's a speaker. What's that?
Oh yeah.
That's a big old down station.
That would just be a cluster where I kept all of our junk.
That's what that would be for. So I don't have to see it, just close it up.
Here's the second head. All right.
Oh my God, it's hot out here after 7
Well, this checks off minimum 2 of our boxes. Chain plates, outside, mast steps.
I'm sure there's something else. Something else. I'm sure.
It's simple, it's not overcrowded with a bunch of stuff that you'll never use.
What sucks?
I was really kind of hoping this boat was going to be in really bad shape so I didn't have to contemplate on if we want to buy it or not. So deep down I was hoping it was really, really bad.
Finish the fridge and stuff works in. Because that would be nice, because then you could have a dedicated beer fridge.
Could have a dedicated beer fridge.
Priorities.
And it's got plenty of natural light.
It does.
It does. All right.
I mean, if we own it and it didn't, it'd still have plenty of
Natural light. So, Cassie, what are your thoughts? Here, do an interview here.
I don't, what do you mean, what are my thoughts? It's big. I like them big. Big and white.
Big and white. That's an oxymoron. So, really though, what are your thoughts?
I like it.
You like it? You don't think it's too much?
I can't say that. I've never been on a boat that big.
I haven't either. So,
Much less sailing on one. I mean, like I said earlier, I didn't ever think I'd be on a sailboat at all.
but she's got me, and you never know what I'm gonna do.
Nothing else. I always got old Shots and Freddy to save me.
Yes, yes.
As long as my husband blows them up.
Yeah. So, here's the thing.
It's in our price range.
It's definitely in our
It's
price
got
range.
everything we need, which is absolutely
Nothing.
So that's perfect.
So, it's in our price range.
It's got plenty of room in the aft cabin for activities, like watching movies.
Yeah.
And the dogs.
Yep. And the dogs.
I would actually let Harley go on there.
So, it's really big. Tons of engine access.
Great shot. Yeah, it's an actual engine room.
But it is the original motor from 1972.
Does it say how many hours is on?
It did say how many hours was on it. I'd have to look again. It wasn't terrible. I think it was 2,000 or 3,000.
Which, how much do they run to before you gotta?
Some people say 2,000, 3,000, but it's a diesel. I mean, look at these diesel trucks riding around.
400,000 miles.
Yeah,
Or
so-
more.
So I would say that's equivalent to probably 100,000, give or take.
And if nothing else, you know what? It's a cheap boat, so you can afford to pay somebody to
Work on it.
Chris Whitney.
So, cheap boat. He said the owner's ready to sell. He needs to sell. He's in his 80s.
It's too much boat for him to handle, I'm sure.
It hasn't been registered since 17, so it probably hadn't been sailed since 16, 17. So it's just been sitting, paying rent, dock rent for 4 or 5 years.
It's dry.
There was water in the bilge. So,
In the village though.
um,
Nothing in the boat was wet.
yeah.
There was no soft spots on the deck.
the deck was really solid. I was actually impressed with that.
Everything was new.
So everything looked good. All right, so breakdown.
Still
Oh,
new.
she's still reading.
Oh, so it was at the city hall because there was only one daytime police officer,
Okay.
and he answered to, let's see, he had to protect the citizens, answer calls, pump water for the tugboats at the city dock, catch speeders, and tend to all prisoners in the jail at the city hall. So they installed a phone-in call box bolted to the wall of the building. In Tallahassee, they could answer the calls while out walking the beat. So basically, it was just like a cell phone, but it was permanent, I guess, if they're out walking.
Okay. She legit just said that. It was like a cell phone.
Well, I mean, because if they're out walking around, they can answer a phone call.
There we go. So this one city had one cop that did everything. So as long as there was a tugboat over there that needed water, you could do whatever in the hell you want. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They pump
My kind of
water from
city.
tugboats.
Nice. There we go.
I mean, really, can you imagine a Family Dollar right here?
They said small businesses only here. I kind of like this place. And look, that's where we're going for lunch.
50-cent coffee.
50-cent coffee when it's 100 degrees outside. So, yeah. Let's go get us some 50-cent coffees and see what kind of sandwiches they got. Sandwiches?
Pastries.
Hey.
Donuts.
Do you think the term sandwich came from a witch that lived in the sand house? Or lived on a beach? Because she was a sandwich? And maybe she like made sandwiches. But they didn't call them sandwiches though, because she invented it because she was the sandwich. Sandwich.
Sometimes you talk too much. My brain can't catch up.
Whatever. Lunch at Caravel Junction. Really, really cheap. Cool little place. See how the food is in just a minute? Yes, that's 3 sandwiches for 2 of us because I'm a big fat fatty.
For sure.
You share? Yeah, we're gonna share. We're gonna share the little grilled cheese, but I'm a big fat fatty.
Me too.
That's why we work good with each other. Alright, so we were just driving by, and what did we run across? Bay Day here in Port St. Joe, and of all people, Jesse Rice is here. And we're walking up at the exact right time. No, she's up there with them. But at the exact right time.
So this song is dedicated to anybody tonight that's here, that lives far away.
Well, baby, it was song you made me wanna roll my windows down and cruise. Let's take a time. Hey, baby, yeah, when I first saw the bikini top on her, and she popping right out of the Saratoga water. Well, oh, good Lord, she had her long tan legs, couldn't help myself, so I walked up and said, baby, it was on, you made me Cause it feels so right. You heard me now, man, it feels so right. I put it in park, grab my guitar, strummed a couple chords, sang from my heart. Said, girl, you sure got the beat in my chest bumping. Hell, I can't get you out of my head. Baby, the song you made me wanna roll my windows down. The groove down a back road, blowing stop signs in the middle of a little farm town. With you and this brand new Chevy with a little kid will look a hell of a lot better with you up in it. Baby, the song you made me wanna roll my windows down. All right, I'll do it. So we had this awesome #1 song with this in country music, and if that was what it was going to be way more than enough for me. But I get a call from my publisher one day. He goes, man, I might probably need you to fly out to Los Angeles with Ryan and Tyler and Chase and all. And because we got a call from the label, and I guess Nelly wants to remix this song. And I was like, Nelly the rapper? He's like, yeah, Nelly the rapper. I said, like, from back in the day, like from my childhood, like you know, what's popping me now, Nelly? He said, yep, that Nelly. I said, all right. So anyway, we flew out to LA. We met with Cornelius, and we started writing, and damn sure he did remix this song, put it on pop radio, and we had a hit on that with it too. So when I say the song is a gift that does keep on giving, and sure he'll know it, and I'm very thankful for him to do that as well. And sometimes I'll break this out if I'm feeling all right, and I'm feeling all right right now. I got my windows down and my radio up. I got my windows down and my radio up. Here you go. It's in my windows down, my seat back, my music up when we ride. On that dashboard, that's just the way I like. Hey, country girl, this country boy, I hear a thing about you. Don't change a thing, we stay the same, it's all the same. I got you, I like all that. Hit a tone, call that. Send text and call that. Tell a girl that she want that. Yes, I can see you got a thing for the fast life. So come and show it, let me show you what the fast life. We've been across the border, Florida and the Georgia. And baby, you was song, you made me wanna roll my, roll my, roll my, roll my. Thank y'all so much. Really strong winds out here today. A little rough. I got the motor still running, but it's in neutral. Just a little bit of head sail, going about 4.5. Well, it's jumping in between 4.5 and 5.5 knots. Just had to change out the starter, and I'm a little worried about it starting again, so I'm just letting it run because it's a little rough out here in case it doesn't start. So got the motor idling. Be a great day to be on that big Gulfstar. What do you think, Cassie?
It would never move. That thing does not move. It's a tank.
Yeah, this thing feels like I'm back on my vagabond after walking around on that Gulfstar yesterday.
I mean, every little motion when you walk, the whole boat just heels over.
Yeah.
Which makes it even harder.
Our little Liberty boat here is 11.5, almost 12,000 pounds dry. Was upgraded to the diesel and then everything on here, so probably about 13,000 pounds, and that Gulfstar I think is 24,000 pounds, so huge difference. They draw about the same, right about 5 feet. Yeah, the Gulfstar was 4.9, I think this is like 4.7, so pretty much the exact same thing. That boat is 2.5, almost 3 foot wider. Oh, Liberty's 9.5 foot, and that boat's 12.5 or just over 12. 12.6. So I do love my boat. I'm still not sold on a wheel. I'll say that. I'm not sold on a wheel. So I am gonna do some research on how the steering and everything is on those boats. See how complicated they are. So out here in like 20 knots of wind, gusting up to like 25. Just some head sail out. Like I said, the motor is running, but it's just idling because it's way too rough out here. If it doesn't start again, I don't want to be stuck out here. So we're just gonna sit here and let it idle. I mean, it's idled for a few days straight at a time with no issues, so we should be good to go.